COVID Riders Part 1 did a whole lot better than I anticipated, and so I figured I'd make Part 2. If you've not watched Part 1, you can watch it at the end. It's going to be the video that's going to be recommended for you, or you can watch it now and then come back to this one later. Today I'm going to share with you one very important tip if you're planning on coming out to Greer for the first time, or if you've been here before and maybe you didn't know this. It's important for you to know. I'm also going to introduce you to two trails that we have, as well as talk about one side of the mountain and what you can find there in terms of the trails that you can ride. So with that, let's jump into the tip for today if you're planning on coming out to Greer. And that is, all of our trails at Greer are directional. It's important for you to know this. That means that we climb up one way and descend a different way. We don't climb and descend down the same trail. So if it's your first time coming out to Greer, make sure and ask the first rider that you see, or anyone whom you see out there, which are the trails for climbing and which ones are the ones for descending. Do not ride up a trail that it's intended for descending. The tower side of the mountain has 3 different trails that you can ride on. I like to start off with Double D. Double D is flowy, it's short, it's got some good features, it's got a couple of jumps, nothing crazy. So if it's your first time out to Greer, I highly recommend that you start off with Double D. With that, let's jump into Double D and see what this trail looks like from start to finish.
Well, I turned it on, and I went
Yeah, you're good. Right after finishing Double D, I like to begin my climb up to the mountain so that I can get to the towers and then decide which trail I'm gonna come down on. From up here, from the tower, you can take Monk Dog, or I can come down 215 Enduro, which halfway it splits into brake right, or it continues as 215 Enduro. It starts up at the top at the tower on 215 Enduro. You take that, and as you come down these waterfalls, instead of going to the left, you brake to the right. As you can see, it's pretty narrow up on top, so you got to maintain your flow, got to maintain your speed, your flow, stay straight, because if you lose control, you're gonna go off to the right and you're gonna tumble down. Those are the options that you have, or that we have, from the tower side of the mountain. Today I am going to take brake right, It's got some chunk. It's got a big boulder that you can roll down. If you look at it, it could be intimidating, but once you come up on it, you can just roll it and you'll be safe. It's pretty raw. And then towards the end of it, it's got a couple of rollers that you can jump, manual if you got the skills, which I'm not there yet. And then at the very end of brake right, there's a gap jump. Brake right has a jump here at the very end. It's a pretty wide one. It's a pretty steep landing. And then you got a quick right. It's a sketchy jump. I've done it a couple of times. I don't always take it. Here's some footage of how close I came to not doing this jump. It's a sketchy jump. Like I said, I've taken it a few times. I did not take it today. So with that, let's jump right into 215 Enduro from the top, and then we're gonna split onto brake right. Once you finish brake right, you meet back up with 215 Enduro. You can continue to go down, or you can climb back up to the towers. All three trails on this side of the mountain, on the tower side, and back up at the fire road. And then from there you can continue to go on to the other side of the mountain, but we'll talk about that on next week's video. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you found this video useful, at the very least entertaining. And again, if you decide to come up to Greer, remember, our trails are directional. Do not climb up the wrong way. And at any point in time, should you need to stop for a mechanical or anything else, do not block the trails. Stop off to the side. Thank you again. Until next time, ride faster, do not die. God bless.